Yo, good early morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, welcome back to the Lewis Basketball Network. It is your boy Lewis, and I am back once again with another banger with yet another video. You guys know the deal, man. 3 simple rules, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to keep receiving the latest content I provide. I truly appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch my videos, man. And make sure at the end of each video, make sure to share this video. Only helps the channel grow. Truly appreciate it, guys. So, I know I am, this is really the earliest, especially the latest time that I'm ever even doing a video, but I had just got back out. I just went out. I was out with friends and stuff like that, and I felt like I had to make this video. So, you know what, guys? I didn't think I would be saying this, but there's a couple of things I gotta get off my chest. So number one, I'm sorry that I'm saying this. So you remember when I said that between Giannis and James Harden, I had Giannis as my MVP? Well, I'm still sticking to that pick. Giannis is still my MVP, but I gotta say something about Giannis Antetokounmpo that I didn't think that I would say about him. But I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm probably gonna get killed for this, but Giannis Antetokounmpo is overrated. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said it. Giannis Antetokounmpo is overrated. And it was brought to my attention by a friend of mine when I was discussing this with him. And he said it to me. He said, you know what? Every time I watch Giannis play, he's kind of reminded me of LeBron. And at first I thought to myself, well, I was like, man, no. His mentality, he works out with Kobe. I'm like, he's not the type that thinks at the level of LeBron. But I do remember that when Giannis was first coming up and when Giannis was starting to get better, whenever he went against LeBron, he idolized LeBron, and he would always talk great things about LeBron. In a sense, rightfully so. Like, LeBron is one of the best players ever, right? So he would talk about LeBron like he worshipped him. But then the last couple of seasons, he took strides in getting so much better that he's like, I don't want to deal with LeBron. I'm trying to carve my own legacy. I'm trying to do my own thing. And he's like, I don't say yes to working out with friends and want to do that kind of stuff. Like, I'm trying to do things my way. So I respected Giannis for it. But now that I keep watching Giannis play, it's like there are some things that he could do. So it's not saying that Giannis doesn't have skills, kind of like saying with LeBron. Like, not saying that LeBron doesn't have skills, and even with James Harden, not that he doesn't have skills. What they all three have in common that I've really realized when I'm watching them, now, they don't really have an offensive skill set. Now, Giannis impacts victories. James Harden at least has impacted victories for the Houston Rockets. Same thing with LeBron. Well, not in LeBron's case. LeBron's numbers have had no impact in wins. That's the difference, at least this year, the last couple of seasons, honestly, with LeBron. But James Harden, he has to make sure that he gets his numbers. And as I said, that we live in an analytical era. These guys go by the numbers. Guys like Harden and LeBron, like, they're aware of the stat sheet. With Russell Westbrook, first of all, I want to say that, he did the rolling 60s, 20-20-20, for Nipsey Hussle, so again, shout out RIP to him. But the thing is that Russell Westbrook, it's not that I'm trying to hate on a brother who's going out here and getting triple doubles. I mean, what Russ is doing is amazing. The first 2020 since Will Chamberlain. Also, he's about to average a triple double for the 3rd straight year. I mean, no player had averaged a triple double back-to-back seasons, and he's doing it for a 3rd straight year. And I know what Russell Westbrook fans are gonna say, and even Russell Westbrook supporters are gonna be like, yo, but Lewis, why are you trying to hate on Westbrook, man? Don't you see this man puts in work and plays 100%, 10% all the time? Well, if you guys remember, Russell Westbrook was not a guy who gave it 110% on defense. He did on the offensive end, and he attacks the offensive glass for a guard, but he would never really bring it on the defensive end. Because if you look at advanced metrics and next-gen stats, you could compare Russell Westbrook to LeBron James, because Russell Westbrook was one of the lowest in the league in shots contested per possession on defense. Russell Westbrook also tended to use to sag off, and he used to gamble. So Russell was not the best defender, and at times he would stand around like LeBron too. If you watch the games, Russell would be worried about, and Russell used to get his rebounds off of guys boxing out. It's just you see Russell again fighting for those rebounds, like more so these last couple of seasons. But like when this triple double streak started, he was getting his rebounds off of box outs, and to some degree, he still kind of gets them that way. Like, I'm not trying to hate on the brother. Like, he's averaging a triple double, and you got to give him credit, no question, because it's not easy. But he's so focused on it, and like I said, it's having an impact in victories in the regular season. What is this going to mean in the postseason? That's my question. Are triple doubles going to be a factor in the postseason in victories? And Paul George has got to step up, because if those two don't step up, it's going to be another first round exit. And it's going to be like, well, what did you average in a triple double for a third straight season mean? A third straight first round exit? Got to be cognizant of that, ladies and gentlemen. James Harden. Oh, he's averaging 36, 7 rebounds, 5 assists and stuff. And I'm like, I get it, man. He's having a great season. But the media is trying to be so biased as to give Harden an MVP when this streak started 20 games after they got off to a slow start. Now give James Harden credit, okay? I'm not trying to take credit away from him, but I just feel that those stats are overrated. And he's playing so many minutes. And even in games where CP3 is playing and he's healthy, James Harden is still trying to get those numbers. And I'm just saying to myself, why does he need to force himself to get 30 points when CP3 is on the team, Eric Gordon is on the team, Clint Capella's on the team? Like, you got pieces. Like, you got Austin Rivers and you have Kenneth Faried. So I'm saying to myself, like, why does he need to get these numbers? Like, there's really no need. Like, you're just exerting more energy. Like, you should be preserving yourself for the postseason, where you tend to choke and disappear. Like, may I remind you what happened in 2017 against the San Antonio Spurs? No Kawhi, no Tony Parker, 10 points on 11 shots and 6 turnovers. Like, now I already know last year the points he averaged, but it's like, yo, we can't have another one of those again, James Harden. So that's why I feel like it's an overrated MVP, because they're basing it off his 30-point streak. And I'm like, but James Harden didn't do this at the start of the season. Now, I'm not saying that you can't creep up back into an MVP race, but Giannis Antetokounmpo, at least with his 27, 12, and 6, he's done it from start to finish. And he can dominate a game. Yes, he can. But like I said, Giannis is my MVP. I'm not changing my pick at all. I still think he's the MVP over James Harden. The media is going to find some way to find a biased opinion as to say why James Harden deserves it, because he's a better scorer than Kobe Bryant, and that this 30-point streak is something we've never seen before. When James Harden takes advantages of the whistles and of the rules of today's game. Now, you got to give him credit because he's really smart, but his game is too predictable and it's boring. It just shows you he has a very limited offensive skill set. And James Harden may have gotten better. They're like, oh, because he's averaging 2 steals. Well, we said the same thing about Steph Curry, and people still say that Curry's not a great defender. But we're saying it with James Harden. With James Harden, although he's gotten better, James Harden is still not a good defender. So you can't use that 2 steals narrative. I mean, it's the same thing with Allen Iverson. I mean, he would try. He would be leading the league in steals, but the problem is he got his steals off the help of his defense. It wasn't really Allen Iverson on himself. At times he could strip you with his hands, but Iverson wasn't a guy who guarded you by position. He didn't use his feet all the time. He took a lot of gambles on defense. And I'm not being here like trying to disrespect AI. I'm just telling the truth. Like, good defenders are able to, like, again, they can position their bodies, they can shift their body in any direction, and they can follow the movement of the offensive player or the person who's dribbling the basketball everywhere he goes. Their eyes locked on the player, and they basically move where they want to go, whether there's handshaking or not. That's what makes a great defender. Like I said, his ability to play off-ball defense, like the ball denial. Like, there's so many things that go into playing great defense. People just think, oh, stealing the ball, oh, a block shot. No, when you're a block shot, that means you just made a defensive play. Like, when you get steals, it's a defensive play. But steals and blocks are more than defense. If you're a good shot blocker, that means you're a good low post defender, or even a perimeter defender when somebody shoots the ball. Like, you have impeccable timing without even fouling when you block a shot. When you steal, you're able to strip the ball at the right moment. Like, when you see the ball exposed at the right time, it just gives you the green light to say cookies, and you steal the ball. But again, like, off-ball defense, like showing ball denial, chasing a shooter off of screens. Like those are the things, getting deflections, diving for loose balls, and staying on a player, being able to make a player go into the direction that you want him to go. Understanding his tendencies and like, oh, I need to take something away. And you simply put it in a very effective way when you guard a player. But that's the thing, guys. And so with Russell Westbrook, I'm just like, is it going to translate to the postseason? With Giannis Antetokounmpo, what happens when they take away your driving lanes and you have to shoot from the outside? He has a good team around him. But what happens? Does the ball stop moving when he takes outside shots? Are the Bucks going to be one and done on the offensive end? That's what you got to think. One pass, one shot. So, and like I said, the Celtics, they have the blueprint to guard Giannis. So that's why I said that as good as Giannis is, I feel like he's overrated because, again, limited offensive skill set. That's why I appreciate Zion Williamson, who said that he's going to come back and try to win a national title for Duke, which means if he possibly goes back to school, it's really going to take a hit on the draft. And what I will say is I have a lot of respect for Zion for going to go back, because at least he gets to work on his game for another year. What I'm not liking about these college players is that some of these guys, they may have the skills or they have the talent, but it's like, one, money's driven in this league, because it's like as soon as you get drafted, it's like you're guaranteed a contract and you're guaranteed a lot of money, especially if you're a top pick. Also, these guys don't work on their skills. They lack a lot of skills when they enter the league. At least if they stay in college at 2 to 4 years, you'll be more NBA ready because you'll be developed mentally and physically for the game. And I felt like that's why I said guys back then, to me, came into the league with more skill, because most of those guys went to college 3 to 4 years and were pretty polished. Like when you look at Michael Jordan, obviously he was going to get better over time, but he already had a skill set coming into the NBA. He played 3 years at North Carolina, and people were trying to use that against him, as to say that LeBron is better than Michael Jordan because LeBron came out of high school and Jordan went to college. What kind of nonsense is that? Jordan learned his skill, how to hone his skills and play the team game. That's why he was always been known as a team player, even if he looked selfish at times on the court when he was scoring. And he was the only one able to score consistently by himself and not really have the help that he could have had early in his career. Yeah, and that's what people just, need to really, really try to cue in. And I say this a lot, guys. I think Zion is going to be a very good player, but the media and Nike are really overhyping him. I mean, it was as far as they said that he's a top 50 player and he hasn't even entered the league. Basically, you're trying to turn him into a bus and burn him into the ground if things don't work out. Like, you're trying to look at him as the next cash cow. I'm like, this dude hasn't even played an NBA game yet. And it's like, although Zion is athletically gifted, he is another limited offensive skill set. And he needs to work on his skills much better and improve his game next year if he's going to stay in college. And like I said, I applaud and respect him for doing that. I want to see more players like really stay in college and really hone their craft and really hone their skills. Like, I get it, like they enter the league to try to feed their family, and I get all those things, so in one part I do understand. But I think a lot of guys, they try to rely on certain parts of their game, and it's like they don't really work on it, and it's like you kind of see the same things, and then you see more bust and you see more potential than guys who can really be something in this league. And you can say, oh, that guy, he's going to be a star. Or, that guy is going to be a future all-star. Or that guy, a potential superstar. Or that guy, he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. Like, those are the kind of things you want to say when you guys see a player coming into the draft and you're like, he's got all the tools to be great. He just has to continue to work at it. Like, you could be blessed with gifts, but like I said, to really master your craft, you really have to hone your skills together. Like, you still have to work hard. And that's what some of these players have. Like, some of these guys, they feel like they're so out of this world, man. They feel like they have so many gifts that they don't have to work on their game. And then some of these guys are not even they're not even in the league because they don't really work on their game. That's part of the problem. That's why I said I'm glad Zion is considering staying I mean, and but the thing is, if he does, then that's kind of screws things up for the Lakers and for some of these other teams that are trying to get him in the draft to possibly use him as a trade package or build off of him, as their franchise player, since he's going to be the high draft pick. But that's what it is. So, like, when you basically base everything down, man, I just feel like Harden is overrated. Like I said with LeBron, with the XYZ selective true stats, those are overrated. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, like I said, I respect him. He's a great player. He's going to be a great player. And he's only 24 years old, so he's still got time to grow. But right now, he has a limited offensive skill set, and I feel like he's overrated too. He's my MVP. Don't get me wrong. I got him over James Harden because James Harden keeps he thinks he can fool me with his 36 PPG average. If he doesn't get it done in the playoffs, if he gets an MVP from the biased media and he doesn't perform in the postseason again, he'll never hear the end of it. He'll never hear the end of it. And it also, Chris Paul's got to be healthy, because then if he misses another playoffs and he misses a postseason like in the biggest of games, unfortunately for him, that's just bad timing. And like I said, his anxiety tends to take over during that time. That's why he's never had really the fortune of playing through like a really healthy full postseason in his career. It's just unfortunate for CP3, because I want him to win a championship. I want James Harden to win a championship. I would love for Russell Westbrook to win a championship. I just don't know if it's going to happen. So, that's what it is, man. Like, these players, I tell you, man, this is going to be interesting. This is why I said there is no best player in the game. Everything I'm mentioning, like Kawhi Leonard, he's got the tools to be really good. I mean, he already has it with the defense. Offensively, he's improved so much. He's come a long way. But do I think Kawhi Leonard's the best player? No. I mean, I look at Kevin Durant. If I'm Kevin Durant, and I'm going to say this right now. If I'm Kevin Durant, do you want to win? Yes or no? If you want to win, stick it to your haters and stay in Golden State. Win another title. Win your third straight title and possibly a third straight finals MVP. To stick it to the media, because they've been trying so hard to force you to leave. Why do you think these media pundits continue to make these certain comments? Oh, you're not in Steph Curry's top 5. Oh, you're not going to be ever loved like Steph Curry is at Golden State. They're doing all this so they can force you out, man, because they know you're sensitive. But you win a third straight title and then you move to another arena and possibly win a 4th straight title, you're going to be doing something that hasn't been done since the Boston Celtics. 4P. And think about it. They will have no choice but to put you as an all-time great, because you've been able to win at the highest levels. Even if you did join Steph Curry in his prime, Klay Thompson in his prime, Draymond Green, in his prime. You now got DeMarcus Cousins, who could possibly win a championship himself, coming off an Achilles injury. So the Warriors' hate is because of how successful they are. Fans around the league, are the Warriors just going to keep doing this and they get all the players? Like I said, never get lost, ladies and gentlemen. Who started prime player movement? LeBron James. Let's remember that. LeBron James. That's what we got to keep cognizant of, guys. We have to remember that LeBron started this era. And I'm going to keep saying it in videos until people really understand. LeBron's great, but it's like we got to be objective and understand, like, why is the NBA in the position it is today? Simple as that. Without further ado, that is the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. It's crazy that I'm doing even a video like this early, but man, this late night, but I just wanted to do it, man. Like I said, for you guys, man, I try to be there. I keep stay grinding, man. I stay grinding for you guys, man. I always try to give the basketball knowledge, but as much as I know basketball, I am not all knowing of everything, man. So it's like I try to learn. I learn something new, man, from every day, from every time you guys, say in the comments or, always watching my videos, man. I truly appreciate it. So as always, man, bless up. One love, peace. Thanks for watching.